Hi everyone. Um, yes, I see everyone is here, and this meeting is also being live streamed. So, welcome everyone again. This month we have something very special for you. Kelp and ILA monthly webinar series of March 2026 is beginning, and today we are going to do an Ask Me Anything session on SHE Box and its implementation. We heard you, we got a lot of questions from all of you on SHE Box, and here we are with somebody who is an expert to answer those questions for you. Before we get into who's here with us and uh, what we are up to in this webinar, I would like to just introduce quickly for those who have not attended our webinars before. So this session is brought to you in collaboration with Indian Lawyers Association and Kelp. Indian Lawyers Association, or ILA as we call it, is a voluntary professional organization for legal professionals in India. It has been shaped to create a opportunity for quality professional development, supporting enhancement of equality in legal profession, and also to promote justice and facilitate effective law reforms and also advance the rule of law throughout India. It aims to support the legal profession by offering access to practical resources for legal professional to help improve the administration of justice or establish ethical codes and develop a professional network. So ILA has many chapters, hundreds of ILA chapters nationwide, and there's a lot of information exchange that occurs between the ILA chapters. Um, and we have Kelp, which has brought this session to you. So Kelp is an organization that is established in 2013 by Smita, and this organization existed, like Smita has been working in the field of PoSH since before uh, the act was enabled. She was handling sexual harassment situations, and she brought forward Kelp as a forward thinking organization that is committed to revolutionizing workplaces into safe, happy, and inclusive environments, with an unwavering belief that employee well-being is integral to organizational success. Kelp endeavors to set new standards in HR practices and people management practices, and it brings smart essence to the overall organizational performance that we have. We are a pioneer in simplifying the legal complexities in PoSH, and along the way, we also demystify the less understood subject of DEI, that is diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, today we have somebody very special with us. We have Tunika with us. Tunika Sharma is a legal counselor working at Capacity Building Cell with National Commission for Women. So she is working with the Women Ministry of Women and Child Development. She's a gold medalist in LLM, and she has over 5 years of experience in women-centric legal advocacy, policy implementation, and capacity building. She's handled complaints ranging in a multitude of different areas, including SOS cases or very heinous situations, matrimonial counseling, and she has also participated in many fact-finding committees, conducted inspection of shelter homes, and she's facilitated Jan Suwais in multiple states. She has in-depth knowledge on PoSH and is a recognized PoSH trainer and a resource person. And she has done extensive training and awareness programs for government departments, universities, police academies, judicial offices, and internal and local committees, and corporate institutions across the country. So she has addressed issues of gender, legal rights of women, and workplace safety at premier institutions. She also developed the PoSH booklet, Power of PoSH, and contributed to NCW Her Legal Guide app, advancing legal awareness and empowerment for women nationwide. Welcome, Tunika, and thank you so much for agreeing to be a part of today's session with us. It's
Thank
an
you so
honor to
much.
have you.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi. It's an honor for me also to have been a part of this session, Ask Me Anything. about this Shebox portal. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I think somebody came unmuted.
It's okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Tunika.
Yeah.
Looking forward to today's session. I think we are all, I think I can speak on everyone's behalf that we already have so many people in the call, and this is also being live streamed. There was so much buzz about this that it's a really exciting session for us today. Before we get into it, I'll also introduce myself. I am Meenakshi. I'm your moderator for today. I have previously worked in the areas of gender, sexuality, law, and its impact on people. I am a lawyer by training, and my master's in is in law and development to see how law can be interpreted for actual positive development and understanding economics and how law is playing the role crucially in creating the safety within individuals. What is a law as a reform tool? And my
Okay.
curiosity lies in creating safe and happy workplaces with the current generational composition in workplaces and interpreting sexual harassment for the modern workplaces. I also create modules and train people in various DEI and PoSH initiatives. I'm an external member and a PoSH trainer for last 7 years. And I'm humbled deeply by the experiences and expertise of many people who work in this space because each case is a learning. I think, Tunika, you would also vouch for that. In each case is a learning. Each
Yes.
training, we get to learn new things. So it is our goal at Kelp to amplify these voices that we come across and also bring you the best information from the best people. So here we are doing getting introduced to the Ask Me Anything session on Shebox. Now,
Yeah.
moving forward, I would like to introduce the topic a little bit and then we will start taking the questions as well. We have also received some questions in advance from you all. So we will be using those questions to begin the session discussion and then we will take on more questions which is coming. Please feel free to drop any questions that you all have in the chat box and we will be ready to take them up right after I just introduce what is SHE box and the background. SHE box is sexual harassment e-box and it's an online complaint management system that's launched by Government of India to address complaints of sexual harassment faced by women at workplace as a part of government's commitment to ensuring safety and also to keep understanding on the fact that ICs are actually being implemented and there's transparency around the fact that there is internal committees and local committees that are being established. What are they? Are all the organizations actually establishing ICs? Despite the existence of this law, many women faced barriers such as fear, retaliation, lack of awareness, or absence of functional internal committees. So SHE box was introduced to bridge these gaps. Now, the purpose of she box, SHE box, I shouldn't be calling it a she box. The purpose of SHE box, which is sexual harassment e-box, it's to have an online system to address sexual harassment complaints and to ensure safe workplaces for women across sectors and its alignment with the PoSH Act. The SHE box aligns with the supports the PoSH Act by overcoming barriers like fear and lack of awareness through a digital platform. It is accessible and it is transparent and it enables complaint submission remotely and ensures that there is no oversight and with even a check from the central authorities. And finally, its impact on workplace safety. So SHE box strengthens the support systems by reinforcing your workplace safety and dignity as fundamental rights for women. Now, what is this SHE box? We get this question a lot, and how does it work? So, it is essentially a single window online portal, as the name suggests, and everywhere you will see it's a single window online portal that is designed to receive and process complaints of sexual harassment at workplace. So once a complaint is submitted through the portal, it is automatically routed to the appropriate authority. So your internal committee will directly get the complaint as soon as the complaint is filed by an individual on the SHE box portal, or it will go to the LC at the district level if an internal committee does not exist. Now, this automated routing reduces any kind of delays, and it removes any ambiguity about where a complaint should be filed. And the system allows officials at the WCD also to monitor status, that whether companies are compliant and are putting up their internal committees in place, and are the local committees also functional. So it helps to monitor. And finally, it is an automated complaint routing. So complaints are automatically directed to relevant internal or IC, and there is monitoring and accountability, and it is an inclusive and confidential space where all the it covers all the employment sectors and ensures that the complaint can confidentially be accessible only to the authorized personnel who is supposed to look at the complaint. Now, how do you register a complaint on SheBox? This is something that we have received a lot. So, registering a complaint on SheBox is very easy. It is very user friendly. And the process is so that people can report incidents even when you do not work for the company and you have experienced um, something at the hands of a person who is working at a certain company, and you are in the office, you do not know where is the IC, you don't know the details, you can go on SHE box and find out. Even if you're working in unorganized sectors, you know where to go and file the complaint, because it is otherwise absolutely confusing for an individual to go through the hurdles of trying to find where the IC is, where the LC is, and then filing the complaints. It has a user-friendly registration process. It's simple and designed for easy online registration. It You can submit a detailed. It complainants provide workplace incident details, and they can upload any supporting documents that they are going to present as evidence. So it has a detailed complaint submission option. An acknowledgement upon submission is generated, and complaint is forwarded to the relevant authorities. And finally, there is an online status tracking that is available. Complaints can be tracked online, providing transparency and reducing anxiety.
Hi, Meenakshi. Unable to hear you.
Yeah, we'll give her a minute to come back.
Yeah.
So sorry, I think there was a glitch on my end.
Yeah.
I think
No
these
issue.
are inevitable. I hope I am audible and visible now.
Yeah. Meenakshi, you are visible, but I think you are on mute. Yeah. Now it is fine.
Am I? Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Now
Meenakshi.
it's
All right. Really sorry, everyone, for this.
no problem.
I don't know, there was some technical glitch. My Zoom just stopped working. It happens to, I think, the best of us. Pulling it up now, back to the most commonly asked question that I wanted to ask Tunika was that I don't know how much you all heard me. That is it really mandatory to register on SHE box? for all organizations, whether they're corporate, whether they're development sector, do organizations really need to register it? Uh, is it mandatory?
Okay, so answering the most frequent question which has been asked about SHE box portal. So the thing is, it is not at all mandatory to register yourself on SHE box, but like few states have made it mandatory to register on SHE box, like Delhi, Telangana, Rajasthan, and some districts of Uttar Pradesh also. And it is also said that in coming year, as this government is focusing more on addressing the PoSH complaints, it is also seen that in coming years, states will be making it mandatory that the ICs and the LCs and the nodal officers at the district level should make themselves mandatorily registered on SHE box portal. So, though it is not mandatory, but whenever the audit of the company is done, whenever the audit of corporates or the public or the private entities is done, this point is taken into consideration whether the IC of this respective organization is registered on SHE box portal or not. So, yes, I would say it is not mandatory, but yes, is advised that it should be registered on SHE box portal.
Yes. So there are questions on this also that are coming. I think people are asking if there's a state of India that has an exemption from it. I don't think so. Is it mandatory for Karnataka? I think we'll have to look at notifications if there are any.
No, Karnataka has not
Mhm.
made it mandatory as of now, but a
Yeah.
few states have made it mandatory, which is Delhi, Telangana, Rajasthan, and few districts of Uttar Pradesh. Like Noida has recently given a issued an order that the entities should get themselves registered on SheBox. But yes,
Yes.
it
Even
is not like that.
Maharashtra.
Maharashtra recently, an
Yeah.
order came into Maharashtra that the audit of all the private and the public entities must be done of
Yes.
all the
And they
ICs
said
and
that you have
LCs.
to register on SHG box as well. That also came to. So yeah, many states have come. Now, there's also a question that the FAQ on SHE box says that it is mandatory.
Uh,
Of the FAQ questions on SHE box says
she
that it is
says that.
mandatory. So,
No, it is not like that. Like if we go
okay,
by
yeah.
शी बॉक्स का जो हमारा manual है, it is written over there that it is not mandatory, but it should be registered. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I think thank you so much. I also think that please keep a check on your individual state notifications as and when they come, even we send it to our clients at Kelp. So please make sure that you check with what is required and what is not. In fact, there are some compliances that are strictly required by your district. So you need to be getting that information from your district officer or your PoSH provider or whoever it is that you are in touch with. So there's a question about if a company has branch offices, Delhi, Rajasthan, and head office is in Karnataka, is it mandatory to register? So if you have branch officers, and I would say that you have to register because the state has made it mandatory and in those states it exists. But Tunika, would you want to please
Yes.
elaborate
So the
on
thing
how
is,
to deal
yeah,
with situations of
yes,
multiple
yes.
entities?
So whenever there are
Yes.
multiple entities, like a company is having multiple entities, first of all, the head office must register itself. That is the first and foremost thing which should be done. That the head office of the company should get itself registered on SHE box portal. In that case, a single nodal officer is designated for all the entities of the company. That is the one thing. And who is responsible to manage all the branches. So if there is a company whose head office is in Karnataka, they are saying, but it has it branches in Delhi and Rajasthan and some other cities also. So the head office of the company should designate a nodal officer who should get the company registered on SHE Box portal, and that person is responsible for managing all the things on the SHE Box portal.
So, just to clarify, Tunika, on this, that if it's the same entity, then we will have one IC that we have recorded, and they might have locally added, like what happens is that there's one central IC, and there are
Yes.
also locally some representatives from each office that we add for uniformity and also local representation of each state. So if that's the case, then you just register it as a single entity, or do you add your entities?
We can add on the entities also therein, because if a sexual harassment complaint arises from any one of the single entities, then they can also get it registered. But yes, it is mandatory that the head office should have a designated nodal officer who should get the head office registered. Subsequently, the entities can also get themselves registered on that. मतलब उसके
Absolutely.
अंदर ही
Okay.
there are, yeah. So
Yeah, that helps. So now, coming to the next question. Now, this is also something that is very complicated for many people. Now, I also wanted to add that if there are different entities of an organization, I think they all have to separately register, right, Tunika?
yes,
When we are talking about registration per entity. So if it's same entity and multiple branches, one registration is enough. But if it's multiple entities, like a parent company, subsidiary company, then they will have to register separately, is it?
yes. And one more thing I want to mention, I can see one question from Mr. Lakshman. He's saying if multiple companies are running businesses from common offices and have common IC. So it is very important for the corporate and the private entities to know that if any business or any entity is having more than 10 persons, it should mandatorily have an IC. One thing is this, so if you are running different businesses, it is one business is run from Rajasthan, one business is run from Delhi, or agar if Rajasthan is having more than 10 people, if Delhi is having more than 10 people, then there cannot be one IC. Rajasthan wala office will have one IC and this will have another IC because they are in different places.
Yeah, okay, that helps. What if there are like three representatives who are like maybe the presiding officer is sitting from the main Bombay head office,
Yeah.
and we have added like one external member who is overseeing all the cases, and we have added say one central IC member who is also a very senior person who is experienced in handling such cases. Now, what if I add one or two people from each local office? And while I constitute a central IC, I also constitute a local IC for each organization with these three people in common or two people in common. Is that
Yes.
allowed?
Yeah, that is allowed. That is allowed. It
Okay.
is just that main office should have one IC, and the local ICs can also be there in existence.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
That
Yes.
helps. Thank you. Now coming to one more question that we have received a lot in the prior to session registration. So that is, do we need to upload our annual PoSH compliance report or the report that we file on SHE box? Do we need to do that?
So, yes, I would say that when we talk about SHE Box portal, so it is having two main branches. One is that a person can file its complaint. Women who has been subjected to sexual harassment, she can file her complaint on SHE Box portal. Other than that, it is also seen that, and after the amendment made in SHE Box portal in 2024, it has been made a monitoring and implementing portal also. Shebox portal is a adjudicating portal also. So yes, it is important that if a company is getting itself registered, it's getting its IC registered on SHE Box portal, then it should get upload all the basic details which are happening within the organization. Like if the quorum of the IC is changing, that should be updated on the SHE Box portal. If any complaint is being registered by the IC, then it should be updated on that. Everything should be updated on SHE Box portal. And yes, when we talk about the PoSH Act, it is mandatory under the PoSH Act that a report should be prepared and that should be submitted to the district officer. So yes, that report should also be updated and uploaded on the SHE Box portal.
Okay. Now, what if a organization does not have an internal committee registered on SSG box, and I have gone and filed a complaint against an individual in that organization? Then, where does this complaint go? How do I go about it?
So the very first thing is if a person is has come to SHE Box portal to file a complaint. So the SheBox portal will ultimately forward that complaint to the concerned authority. That will be either IC or LC. But if IC is not in existence, then what will be done is immediately an IC will be constituted. Directions will go from MWCD because they will not be able to trace whether this organization has an IC or not. So what will be done? Instructions should be given that immediately an IC must be constituted, and then the IC will deal with the complaint. Subsequently, it also depends upon the discretion of MWCD that they can take some action against the organization, that why it is not having any IC if it is having more than 10 workers or
Okay.
employees. Yes.
That is if the organization does not have the IC.
Have
So if they
IC.
have
Yes.
one and they've not registered on SHG box, can
Then it's
MWCD can
okay.
take?
It has nothing to do with see, the thing is, as it is not mandatory to register on SHE box portal, so that leverage is given there. If it is not registered on SHE box portal, whatever the portal will do, the person who is handling the portal, what they will do is they will forward the complaint to IC, and then IC will deal with the complaint as it is the primary forum to deal with the complaints of sexual harassment. So there is no issue if IC is not registered over that. That is the work of the portal people who are handling that. That they will find out that which organization's complaint it is, and then they will forward it to the complaint IC.
Makes
then
sense. Thank you.
also the then also the directions will go to the internal committee of the organization that we have received this complaint, get yourself registered on this thing and send us all the inquiries within the timeline you have been doing, what actions have been taken in this, how the inquiry is happening, how much time it will be completed. Then these directions will be given to the respective IC.
Yes. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Now, I had one other question that I've received a lot. I think there seems to be a confusion among people that if we file a complaint in SHE box, that goes to someone else and it doesn't come to the IC.
Okay.
So whether complaints filed, I think there's one on the chat. I'll just read that out. Whether complaints filed on SHE box override or bypass the IC mechanism mandated under the PoSH Act. And does a complaint that is being filed on SHE box constitute a formal complaint under Section 9 of the PoSH Act? Is it a formal written complaint?
Yeah. So basically, we need to understand this thing, like we have a portal for reporting cybercrime complaints, right? Whenever a cybercrime happens with anyone, so we have a portal for that on which the complaint is filed. But ultimately, we have to go to the police station to facilitate any action on that, right? So SheBox is just a platform where a complaint can be filed or a complaint can be submitted. Ultimately, it will go to the respective authority. Like if it pertains to a woman who has been working in an organization which has more than 10 employees, then it will go to the internal committee of that respective organization, irrespective of whether that company or organization is registered on SheBox or not. Other case is that if a complaint on SHE box portal has been filed by a lady, I would say like who is a vendor, okay? If a lady who is a vendor, she files a complaint on SHE box portal. So that complaint will go to the district officer, to the local committee, because she is working in an unorganized sector. So, what the role of SHE Box portal is, it will just take the complaint, it will refer the complaint to the respective organization or the local committee, whosoever is responsible to deal with that. And now it is completely upon internal committee and local committee to take care of that complaint, to do the inquiry as per POSH Act. What SHE Box portal will do? They will just ask for the updation on the complaints register. So if any complaint is filed on SheBox, so it is just like a letterbox in which the complaint has been put. The action on the complaint will be taken by the respective internal committee or the local committee. So we cannot say that SheBox or IC will overlap or override each other. ultimately the internal committee or the local committee has to take the action. So it is like that. And yes,
Okay.
it constitutes a formal complaint under Section 9 of PoSH Act, but ultimately the decision and the inquiry on that will be done by the internal committee or local committee.
The concerned authority, whichever
Yes,
may be.
concerned
Right.
authority. Yes.
That helps. Now, there's another question that's commonly asked, that is, and a lot of people are worried that there will be some leak of confidentiality. I think your analogy of it being a police station really helps.
Yes.
Like, how we file the complaint just with the police station doesn't mean they're handling the complaint for you. So,
Yeah.
similarly, I wanted to ask this just for everyone, that who gets access to the complainant's details when
Yes.
a complaint is filed?
Yeah. So when we talk about the confidentiality clause under the PoSH Act, then it is said that under Section 16, if someone discloses the identity of the complainant or the respondent or the proceedings or inquiry or whatever related to the complaint, that person is being levied a fine of rupees 50,000. Okay. So when we talk about the PoSH Act, so this is the clause. But when we talk about the SheBox portal, I would like to affirm from MWCD that the identity of the complainant, of the respondent, of the incidents of the case, as well as the inquiry being happened and any of the proceedings or the inquiry report which has been created, that is kept confidential. It is only shared with the internal committee or the nodal officer if the assistance of nodal officer is required. So the complaint is completely confidential if you are filing it on SHE box portal. Only it is shared with the internal committee of the respective organization because they are the primary and the ultimate authority to deal with the complaint and to know the whereabouts and all the basic details about the complaint.
Yes. Now, who can be a nodal officer? This is also something that has been asked a lot. Who can be
So
a nodal
when
officer,
Yeah.
and can
So
ministry assign a nodal officer? This is also a question that I have received, that can we get a nodal officer assigned to us? So would you want to
so
clarify on that?
yeah, when we talk about the nodal officers, so we have nodal officers at every level. Okay. First of all, we will talk about the corporates or the private entities who are getting themselves registered on SHE box portal. So the person who has to register on SHE box portal on the behalf of the organization, that two persons are eligible to be the nodal officer from the part of the organization. Either that can be a senior HR professional or that person can be compliance or legal officer.
Okay.
These two persons can be nodal officer when we talk about the private entities or corporate entities or the private organizations. One thing. When we talk about district officer from like district level की जब हम बात करते हैं, because district officer is the person who looks after the complaints which come before the local committee. So in
Yes.
that case, either DM or subdivisional magistrate is the nodal officer. So
Okay. That
basically,
helps. I think.
yes. So, but when if we have the like the people who are from corporate departments, if they don't know who has to be the nodal officer from their organization, so the nodal officer from your organization will be a person who is a senior HR official who will be looking after the complaints, or that person can be a compliance officer or a legal officer.
I think we lost Meenakshi again. Just give her a
Yeah,
minute.
it's okay. So I'll just should I complete my answer? Like
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Tunika.
So when we were talking about the corporates, so as we have just said that it has to be either senior HR official or a compliance or a legal officer, and that person will be responsible for receiving communication from SheBox portal. Like that person has to enter the credentials, basically a phone number and a valid email ID on which all the communication from SheBox will come. That person will be responsible for coordinating with the internal committees, and that person will be responsible for updating all the data on the she box, like if a complaint has been registered, what action has been taken on that, how the inquiry procedure is going on, what whether this has been done during the timeline. All these things have to be taken care of by the nodal officer. So
Tunika,
this,
I have a follow-up question. I'm just extending this
yes, ma'am.
response that you gave, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So we know that we need to have an employer who's defined very clearly. We know presiding officer's role. So
Yes.
a nodal officer cannot be an employer, and a nodal officer cannot be a presiding officer. Is my
No.
understanding correct?
Yes, yes. The members of the internal committees cannot be the nodal officer.
What about employer?
Ma'am, employer also cannot be the person, because that person might be biased whenever the case comes up. So that's why it has been clearly mentioned in the manual prepared by MWCD, that either senior HR official or a legal or a compliance officer, basically a person who is having some knowledge of law, or a person who is a bit basically someone from HR. Employer cannot be a nodal officer, because yes, that person might be biased whenever it comes to receiving a complaint. हो सकता है वो report ही ना करें, हो सकता है fake report may be prepared and uploaded on Shebox. So yes, it is always considered that we should not have employer as a nodal officer.
That helps. Now, there's also another question on the portal saying, can the complainant wish to stay anonymous if she files a complaint through SHE box?
No, that is a very frequent question which is asked during the PoSH sessions also. Uh, that person cannot stay anonymous, because it will be very tough for the IC to do the inquiry. Like, because whenever the PoSH proceedings are done, people are called for their statements, for the evidences, and all those things. So it is not possible to do the uh, inquiry in a proper way. So anonymous complaints, they can be entertained, but yes, the inquiry can only be done when we have the identity of the complainant. So for that, it is very important for the corporates and the internal committees and the district officers to make women believe that their identity is kept confidential during all the proceedings, during the time of taking complaint, and even after inquiry also, and submission of report, that their identity is kept disclosed. So they should not be afraid of coming forward and to report any act of sexual harassment if has happened with her.
So there's one more question that is frequently showing up in our chat here as well, and something that I have seen before is that a lot of people are saying that they are not receiving the nodal officer details once they are submitting it. They are not getting the login credentials, and they have sent follow-ups. So what can they do in case they are not receiving the login credentials after registering in SheBox?
So yes, this is a basic issue, like which people are genuinely facing while dealing with SHE Box portal, as it is something which is digital in nature, and recently it has been revamped in 2024 only in August. So yes, this is the issue faced by people. So in that case, what has been like, we also had a conversation with MWCD regarding this. So what they are saying is, they can get it refreshed. They need to check their spam also. In many of the cases, the messages are going in their spam instead of going in the inbox. So 50-60% cases में spam में चला जाता है. So I request you all to kindly check your spam if you are not finding your credentials in your inbox. And again, if you are facing this issue, then what you can do is you can log in from some other credentials. That these are the two basic things, but in majority of the cases it is that key spam mein wo chala jata hai, so you can find your credentials from spam.
Okay, so one is that you check it from spam, or you can get new credentials
New
registered if
credentials,
that is
yes.
not
Yeah.
working out. That really helps. I think we have a lot of questions on separate entities, which I just wanted to address to the audience, that we answered it in the beginning of the session about what to do if you have different entities and how to register for the same. I hope that you can rewatch this so that we don't do duplication of questions and save the effort for us. Now, one more question that I am seeing here is that what if um one doesn't act on complaints in priority which are coming on SHE box, or what if the nodal officer is biased? So we can take it one by one, these questions. What if the complaint is only against a nodal officer? How do we go about that situation?
Okay, so when we talk about the PoSH complaints, so we have three forums where we can file the PoSH complaints. One is the internal committee or the local committee, depending upon the size of the number of persons employed with the organization. Another thing is we can file the complaint with the in the SheBox portal. As we are talking about it, the complaint can be registered in SheBox portal also. Like if we feel that the complaint is against the nodal officer itself, then we have a district officer where we can go and file a complaint. So whenever we talk about the local committee, constitution of local committee, people are not aware of the fact that an organization which is having less than 10 employees, they can go to LC to file the complaint. Another scenario is whenever the complaint is against the employer, also. In that case, also the complaint can be filed before the local committee. Now we are considering a nodal officer under this umbrella that if the complaint is against the nodal officer, then the respective person can go to the district officer and file the complaint.
So,
I think that really
sorry,
helps. Is there, I'm sorry, somebody has unmuted?
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, sorry to punch in between. Just the further question to this: how the complainant will know that this is the respectable, notable nodal officer of the company?
So,
You will
If you're
see it
saying
on
that,
the website.
yeah, I got your point. So,
Sorry.
Neha is asking that how the employees of the company will be aware of this thing, that who is the nodal officer from their company. Is it the question?
correct,
Yeah.
Yes.
correct, correct.
So, whenever we talk about it, so it is under PoSH Act, it is mandatory for every organization that wherever we are having small, what to say, boxes like where the notices and the annexures are pasted, it is important to affix or paste the pictures of the local committee, of the members of the internal committees, along with their phone numbers and email IDs. इट इज मैंडेटरी कि वहां पे वो सब चीजें पेस्ट करके रखी जाए सो द पीपल आर अवेयर ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट who all are there in the internal committees, what are their contact numbers, what are their email IDs. Similarly, in that paper we have a box where the details of all the members of the internal committees there, along with their phone number and the email ID. Also the phone number and the name and the contact email ID of the nodal officer is also there in the same paper. Like it is a kind of office memorandum or notice which is affixed on the notice boards of the uh, organizations. Also, if you go to the website of your respective organizations, it is mandatory that the details of all the members of the internal committees as well as the nodal officers is there visible on the website. So from there, you can get the information about your respective nodal officer and the members of the internal committees.
Now, is it possible for somebody to edit the details of nodal officer in the while registering
Yes,
in
yes, yes,
SHE
yes.
box?
Yeah, I was just telling this thing when we disconnected with you.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
No, no problem.
Yes.
That happens. So it is the responsibility of the nodal officer himself that he has to keep everything updated on the SheBox portal. Like if there is a change in the quorum of the internal committee, then that has to be updated on the SheBox portal. If any complaint is coming on the SheBox portal that is being directed to the nodal officer, it is the responsibility of the nodal officer to put that into consideration of the internal committee. So basically, he is a bridge between SheBox and the internal committee and the complainant. So yes.
Right. That helps. Madhuri, you have your hand raised. Would you want to ask your question directly?
Yes, Meenakshi. Thank you, Meenakshi. Thank you, Tunika. So one question from my end, like we already registered in SheBox portal in November 2025. So from that time onwards, we are waiting for the credentials, and we already checked the spam folder and sent multiple reminders to Tech SheBox team and also the district nodal officer details which are available in the SheBox portal. We also contacted the contact numbers in the SheBox portal, but we are still waiting for the credentials because frequently we are getting email like need to update IC member details within 2 working days, all those things, which is urgent compliance requirement as per IC registration on the portal. So we are really stuck. Though we send multiple reminders, we are not receiving any response from the SheBox portal, and I also reached out to Kelp HR also. So we just want to
Okay.
know how we can resolve this.
Okay, so like based on our past experience regarding this credentials issue, it is it has been it has come to a knowledge that it takes 2 to 10 days to send the credentials. Also, there is a district nodal officer for at every district who verifies the credentials of the organization also. So if that verification has been done, then then you must have got the credentials of the organization. Otherwise, there must be some glitch on the part of Mr. District Officer, Nodal Officer, that the verification thing must not have been done. And the other thing is that only that it must have gone to spam. So yes, there are three things. One is the time, 2 to 10 days, that have that point that has already gone because you're saying that it was registered a long back. And so yes, there might be some issue in verification thing from the aspect of district nodal officer. What we can do is I request you to kindly drop a message in the chat box, your name of organization name, and your state and district. I'll take up all these issues with the MWCD regarding what the issue is, why we are not getting the credentials. And surely I'll connect with Meenakshi, and or you can drop me your email ID. I'll drop a mail also on your email ID.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Meenakshi.
Thank you, Anjali. Now, I think we have very less time left. So I just wanted to bring in one last question that like there is a lot of questions that are pertaining about members addition and deletion of members, and then there are questions about different branches. So I think even though we answered that, there is no clarity on it, and the repeat of questions makes me feel like there is no clarity. So do we have to go and find out with our district nodal officers
Meenakshi, I
that
lost you in
Madhuri
between.
has come up with? Hi. Firstly, we need to elaborate on entities, what to do if there are different entities, and what can we do if there are different branches of the same entity.
So, when we talk about, see, there are two things. When we have separate entities, then the head office has to get itself registered on SheBox. One thing is that. And whenever the head office, a nodal officer from the head office is getting itself registered, the organization registered, along with that, we have a provision of adding on the entities also in the same slide whenever we are getting it registered. So, that provision is there. But yes, it is the duty and responsibility of the nodal officer of the head of the department to take care of all the complaints, no matter वो किसी भी entity से हो या किसी भी branch से हो. So this is the thing. The provision of adding on the entities is there. So separate entities can also get themselves registered on FHE box.
And is it mandatory for us to talk about SHE box in employee awareness training? Is it mandatory
Yes, it is not. See, I'll say
that
whenever we talk about SHE Box portal, we would not say anything is mandatory, because as of now it has not been made mandatory. But I would say that we should talk about SHE Box portal because it is surely going to help you out in your audit thing. it is really going to help you out whenever the organization's audit will be done. It will be taken into consideration whether your organization is registered on SHE Box portal or not. Because trust me, in last 2 years, emphasis is laid on PoSH Act, and you must be aware of the fact that we got a question also in this. I think we missed that question. We have missed a lot of things. In 2023 we had this Aureliano Fernandez versus the state of Goa ka case tha. In that case, Supreme Court expressed its deep concern about non-compliance of the PoSH Act, and while giving directions and guidelines, considering the case of the major direction was given under this thing that it is very mandatory for the organizations to establish an internal committee. It is very important for the organizations to appoint a nodal officer for PoSH compliance, and also to update the details of the internal committees and the nodal officers on the SheBox portal. So this was the third direction which was given in 2023. Considering this Supreme Court case, which is a very landmark judgment under PoSH Act, it is mandatory. Not mandatory, I would say, but it has been directed by Supreme Court that the details of the members of the internal committees and the local committees must be uploaded on SHE Box portal. So yes, if it has come from Supreme Court, as we are taking into their judgments into consideration a lot. So yes, if Supreme Court has said that the details of the IC and the nodal officers must be there on SHE Box portal, then yes, it should be done. No enactment has been passed where it has been mentioned that it is mandatory to get itself registered. But yes, Supreme Court has said that yes, it has been directed, yes, that your organization's details should be registered on SHE Box.
So I think we have received a lot of questions. Kameshwari, you had your hand up. If there is your question answered, that's why you put it down. I would like to just check in on that. And if not, then we'll proceed with the last question on if we have missed anything. Tunika, would you like to just add anything in the end? Because there's so many questions about.
Yes, I want to add a few points which any entity, a small entity, whether it is having 2 employees, 10 employees, 100 employees, thousands of employees, I want to mention that the incidents of sexual harassment should not be taken lightly. Very first thing first, the complainants should not just discard an instance of sexual harassment, considering that it is a very menial thing. It happens in workplace because today it is happening at a very small level. Tomorrow it may be intensified. So, first of all, the sexual harassment cases should not be taken very lightly. And I have certain points which I want to make before the corporates and the private and the public entities, that they should get themselves register on SHE Box portal. They should regularly update. You all should regularly update your SHE Box portal. If your organization is not registered on SHE Box portal, I think you should make them understand, and you should convey this message that they should get themselves registered on SHE Box portal. After that, there is a need that your organization should have a nodal officer. We just talked about the eligibility criteria of the nodal officer. That person can be a senior HR official, or that person can be a legal or the compliance officer. Also, the organizations should take it into consideration that they should keep a track of the complaints internally also and on SheBox also. Regular PoSH training should be conducted, because we think someone has just passed a lewd comment, or someone has just made a very derogatory statement. ठीक है, this all happens in corporate, कोई बात नहीं, it happens. But no, people should be aware that this is something which they should not entertain at all. And the complainants and the IC, they should be aware that the confidentiality of the complainant and anything related to sexual harassment complaint is kept confidential. And yes, organizations should keep everything documented, because in case anything happens, they have everything in hand. So yes, Abhi, there is a long way, a very, very long way to go in PoSH in dealing with PoSH complaints, uh, because we find that there is a lack of evidence. We just need to rely on what a person is saying. So I would say there is a very long way to go on this, but yes, it should not be taken lightly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think thank you so much, Tunika, for that. And end of the day, I also just wanted to wrap up by saying that what is your basic PoSH compliance? What SHE box is also asking mandatory for you to register on SHE box. In certain states, it has been mandated. So make sure you're aware of your district, whether there is a notice that has said that this is mandatory or not. You have, make sure that if you have a, for example, branch in Maharashtra, for example, now Maharashtra has sent a notice recently. So if you have branches in states that it has mandated, make sure you are uploading your details diligently. And SHE box, end of the day, is a single window mechanism where people are filing complaints and people can track it. So if it is not completed within 90 days, it is not the duty of SHE box to send you reminders, because that was one of the questions that will send reminders and deadlines for IC to complete the inquiry within 90 days. I think that question in itself comes from the fact that we are not taking the case seriously enough to wrap it within 90 days. 3 months and no
Yes, yes.
justice is not a fair thing to do.
Yeah.
So instead of thinking whether or not it's mandatory, we need to follow the law. It is mandatory as per the PoSH law to wrap up the case within 90 days, right? So make sure that you do that regardless of SHE box sending you a reminder or not. And I think with that, we do come to an end of today's session. You write to the Ministry of Women and Child Development. They are very responsive on a lot of queries that you come up with. There is a link of FAQs that I have posted here on chat window, which answers almost a lot of queries that we had in this session as well. So please feel free to reach out to them, or even at Kelp HR, you can reach out to us and we'll see if required. We can um, resolve any of your SHE box queries as and when required. So thank you so much, Tunika, for coming here with us today and joining us in this very motivated spirit. And with that, we are coming to an end of the session today. But if there is anything, please do reach out to us and let us know. We still have like 3 minutes left. So I think I wanted to talk about this timeline mandates. That does SHE box really send reminders? That's a question that we have received. So does it send reminders if it is not
No, SHE
completed?
box, no, no, no. It does not send reminders at all. It is just that it is the duty of the organization that they should keep it in mind that what are the basic timelines under the act, in how many days they should,
Right.
what to say, issue a notice to the respondent, in how many days they should complete the inquiry. Like the inquiry should be completed within 90 days of receiving of the complaint, sexual harassment complaint. In how many days they should have a look on whether the recommendations have been implied or not, taken into consideration or not. So there is a basic timeline under PoSH Act. What I'll do is, I was thinking of sending the link of that PoSH book also. It is a very detailed book on PoSH, considering everything, like whatever is relevant to PoSH Act. I was thinking of uploading its link here. I'll just see if I have it. So yes, there is a SheBox is basically it is just a platform where a complaint can be filed and where it can be tracked. That's it.
Yes, I
Other
have
than
found the
that,
handbook
it does not
for
send any
PoSH.
reminders. Like yes,
Yes. So I've put the link for FAQs and the handbook on PoSH. I think that's what you were referring to, Tunika.
yeah,
So I have pasted the link to the handbook on PoSH here for everyone to refer. It has all the information related to PoSH. A lot of questions were not related to SHE box, so we could not take them, but reach out to us at Kelp and we can help you with those questions as well. Nupur, you have something to say? You have your
Yes,
hand raised.
yes. Thank you, sir. Hi, Tunika. So I'm chairperson of local committee in New Delhi district, and I did received one mail reminder from the technical team that there's a complaint pending with the local committee for 90 days. And the issue with me, I wrote to them that I cannot see that complaint. With I'm opening the nodal officer link because I have not received any link for the chairperson as a chairperson of local committee. And I had write down that back to the technical team that there is no link, and nodal officer cannot see any complaint. There is only showing that there is a complaint, but they can
Okay.
go into the detail of complaint. And they said that chairperson have their own link, but again there is no link with for the chairperson of any local committee. So if you can handle that, and I did receive that a reminder from that there's a complaint pending for 90 days.
Okay.
Oh. So yeah, this might be something like which is a technical glitch sort of thing. Like the initial information must not have been shared with you, have not been shared with you, but the last reminder has been given to you. So yes, in that case, what you can do is you can just revert on that, or you can call the concerned person and say that this I have not got any previous communication regarding all this, and see these are all the proofs. And now you can ask them that please send me the complaint. I'll look into it. That's it.
Yes, I had sent them. There's no revert on that.
Oh,
I had mailed them twice or thrice that there is no login ID and I can't see the complaint. So provide me that. So nothing
so
coming from it then.
you can, if it is possible for you, I have dropped in my email ID here. If you can drop the
Yes, I had
detail,
checked.
yeah,
Okay.
please drop me a mail over there. I'll revert by tomorrow for sure on
Okay.
that.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yes. Okay, I
Uh,
think thank you so much, Tunika, for coming in today. And you had something to say. I'm sorry, did I interrupt you?
no. I no, nothing,
Okay.
nothing.
I just wanted to thank you so much for bringing your expertise into this call today. Hopefully, we can do it again because there's so many pending questions,
Yes,
and
yeah,
hopefully, we can do another session. If
yeah.
there are any further questions, please mail us at Kelp, and we will try to resolve as many questions on SHE box as possible. And if there are any questions, you can also email to the ministry directly, and you will get your responses from them as well. Yes, thank
Yes.
you so much, everyone, for coming in today with all your curiosity. And I hope that we did justice. And I'm sorry for all the questions that we could not take. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Meenakshi. Thank you, Smita ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you
Tunika.
so
Thank
much.
you so sweetly responding to every question. We are so grateful for your
Thank you.
presence. What we'll
Thank you.
also do is we'll collate all these questions. Yeah, I see that Lakshman's question is not answered. There are many people who are not. So if we can document it, or if we get an hour and bring you back, if you're okay with that,
Ma'am,
we'll
I would
try
love
and.
to.
Yes, lovely, lovely, Tunika. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Thank you so much, ma'am.
thank you. Bye, bye.
Thank you
Okay.
so much,
Thank you so much,
everyone. Have a nice
everyone.
day.
Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Bye, bye.
Okay, bye. Thank you, Meenakshi.
Thank you.